Anyway, I was going to ask you all to join us in a drink salute for Out of Limb and her 10th birthday, but I lost my beer. But Keith is going to show you something here. Pick that up and show everybody what you have. Look at this fucking disgrace. He's got an ice bucket with Buckfast in it. Thank you, Frankie. Hold that up again now. So we're going to salute Out of Limb Records. We're talking from the very start. We're talking about Albert. We're talking about Kieran. We're talking about Richard. Thank you guys. And it's fucking a pleasure to play here tonight. Cheers. Drink.
How you doing? I'm joined here with Steve and Keith from Giveamanakick, who are doing a one-off reunion tonight for the Out on a Limb 10-year anniversary. So how was that for you guys? How was the start of Giveamanakick and coming together under the Out on a Limb banner, and now 10 years on with many releases?
Brilliant. It's kind of strange the way it all started, that we were just so close. Like, they were all our mates and stuff. They used to come to the gigs, and at that time in Limerick there was a really vibrant scene, just tons of bands coming here and touring and stuff, and so we were like exposed to all these incredible bands from all over the world at the time. So we'd be hanging out with the lads, and there was just this vibe kind of going on. And then when we started getting together, they were just delighted to, just because we could see that it could be done quite easily by other people. So it's like, let's just get going and doing it. Yeah. And the two of us and stuff, and we'd get in the car here, point two Punto?
It was a sporting one. It had bucket seats and alloys. It was pretty class actually.
Yeah.
But I broke the back axle because we squeezed all our gear into it going around the country. And by the time we came to record our album, we had a definite idea of what we sounded like. And then we recorded the first album, Is It Okay to Be Loud, Jesus? And we listened to it and went, right, yeah, so that's actually how we sound. Because it was like, right, okay, because we used to play quite loudly. Probably still do, but it was hard to kind of tell. We had these pop songs in mind, and when we recorded them, they were like, all right, yeah, okay, maybe they're not so pop. But Albert and Richard loved them, and they were like, what are you going to do? Like, they have no idea. We had no idea. Yeah. We had an album, but they said, well, let us put it out. We went, don't know what that means, but let's do it. So it actually meant driving around the country and giving the hard sell to the shops and saying, look, do you want to buy this? Just take 10 of them and we'll call back next year or something like that. And that's how it happened. That's how it kind of started, driving around, handing in albums.
And how did Giveamanakick come together? Like, what was the reason, or was there any reason other than wanting to play music? Was there any direction or focus at first of going, we want to do?
I can't remember. No, well, you were playing. He was in a band called Tooth years ago, and I used to go and see them playing all the time. Like, they used to practice right up the road from me, and I could hear them from my house all the time. So like when I was kind of just getting into music and playing music, they were a huge inspiration and stuff. So then I started playing in another band in Limerick that would have had like Cian O'Sheacon used to play bass in Tooth at that, like a couple of years before that. So all of a sudden we were all kind of meeting each other and getting to know each other and hanging out.
Yeah, there was, like, as Keith said earlier, it was a really vibrant scene around that time. So in Limerick, all bands were sharing members and stuff, kind of like Dublin now or something. So we were like 10 years ahead of you. So basically I was doing solo stuff, and I wanted a drummer. I just wanted a fucking drummer. I knew he drummed because the band he was in previously, Keith was drumming. He used to use a bar. I remember that about a cake or something. And I turned up at one of the gigs. He was like, that was good. I was like, thanks, I'd love a drummer. It's like, I can drum. I went, yeah, seriously, cool. And we ended up going out practicing his house on the Sunday after, and became
a dirty old shed.
Yeah, in the dirty old shed. And it happened every Sunday for a long time, and then we had an album, and then we were out playing gigs, and then I got a Fiat Punto, and it was class. I could fit it on our gear.
Standing on a hilltop. Wanna go, 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 then stop. Great amenities, nice view. Set up my own alarms for you. I'm not going anywhere, so here is Stack. Feels like a Sunday on these dead streets. I'm not going anywhere, so here is Stack. Feels like a Sunday on these dead streets. Caps, and I'm still trying. I'm still trying. I'm not going anywhere. So here is Stack. Feels like a Sunday on these days. Right. Do it all. Let it hurt. Let it go. Can't take emotion. Can't take emotion.
what was the decision to stop the band? Where did that come from, or what was the reason for that?
We were out eating dinner or lunch in your house. Actually, your mum had made a lovely lunch, and we were out to have a meeting basically. And I think we both came to the table, an actual table. There was food on it. It was delicious, and saying, look, we have some options here. Will we do this for the next few years, or we just go, look, take into account what we've actually been doing for the past few years and go, that was pretty cool, and plan to finish it up. Not just finish it up right here at the dinner table, but we had a couple of things we wanted to do. We wanted to do Giveamanakick, an acoustic tour, so we did that, and that was So we kind of look, we're done. I think, and we've had a pretty good run of it. So let's start wrapping it up over the next year, and that's what we did. Yeah, so we kind of we planned our demise. We knew we were finishing, and it was time to, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a spanner of one of us going, here, listen, I don't want to do this anymore.
Just didn't feel like a spanner
in the works to finish that. It was just very natural. We were just like, right, let's just, because we had options to kind of go to America and tour for a long time.
Yeah, a few things had come up, and we were like, do we want to do this, and we were both kind of going, look, no, we want to kind of continue on and do different things for ourselves, because it's pretty intense with 2 people over 6 or 7 years, maybe even 8, and you could do it your own time for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Push up, time, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, won't waste time, why hang around when you're waiting for nothing but waiting. She has no time for someone with no time, and I have time to burn my time, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, time, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, time, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, crowd up, crowd up, slide, give me a push up, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, come in a push, slide, give me a push up, come in a push, give me a push up. The crowds they spin, the crowds they pity you, the crowds they spin, the crowds they pity you, the crowds they spin, the crowds they pity you, the crowds they spin, the crowds they pity you.
How do you feel now going, we're actually standing here in Dolan's going, it's 10 years on from a label that was essentially created around yourselves? Like,
yeah, that's a crazy thing, and it is crazy to me that 10 years ago we were in the Globe in Limerick doing this, and all these people who we hadn't seen for years at the time. There was like about 50% of the crowd going, I can't believe they just came to see us, that's amazing, and the support was unreal, and it has been for 10 years, like, and to think that 10 years later we're still doing it, and I'm standing here with Keith and we're playing a Giveamanakick gig, like that's pretty crazy, and it's great. But like even releasing the winding stuff, like I can never see any reason not to release Without a Limb. You know, there's never been kind of any issues or anything. If there is, or like, what's the issue? Is that okay? It's cool. Don't worry about it. Like, all right. But I'm glad I brought it up. That kind of thing. And they're friends. They're friends first and foremost, and always have been since before the label. So, you know, it's everybody helping each other out and stuff. And you know, if there's a quiet year, it's because people are doing stuff. That's the way it should
we're
work.
kind of lucky to have the luxury of being able to do it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like practice 4 days a week and
yeah,
play
we did,
all the time, and then you know we'd naturally have enough songs to just record against. So that's what we kind of had. We're lucky to get 3 albums out in such a short time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, yeah, because like 3 albums and there was a couple of singles there as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we felt we were prolific.
Yeah, we
should have had an acoustic album, man. We should have had an acoustic album.
That wolf whistle was appropriate. That's the masked theme just there. Okay, so I guess we're playing this song.
How does it feel, like, you know, as I was saying, it's 10-year anniversary, how does it feel to come back? Obviously 2 guys that have played in a band for so long, and even you were saying it there earlier, Steve, it's not like being in a band with 4 members where, like, you know, there's a bit more, you know, people to bounce off or whatever. Obviously when it's 2 people, it's so much more personal. It's like essentially a relationship in one way, you know, because like you're both glued together. Like, how does it feel to come back and play here tonight, like, for this one-off gig?
It feels normal. It's so weird. It's like just sitting down practicing last night, and we did one last week as well, and it just really didn't think it was going to flow as easily as it did, and it just felt like no time had passed whatsoever.
It was weird because we played the set a couple of times, like, yeah, cool, take a break now. It's like, geez, this is the way we used to act like 5 years ago, practicing out in our old practice room. Okay, take a break now, right. Jesus Christ, we haven't played for 4 years, and it was pretty cool. Again, we'll see how tonight goes.
Yeah, hopefully.
Any last words?
No.
Change it all. I'm told otherwise, but I'm sure I stopped listening long, long ago. The last day was different. I had no thought in my mind, in my mind, in dreams, in scenes, I stayed. Change it all in my mind, in my mind, in sleep, in dreams, I think of things to live, God, to live my
Thank you. We've reached the curfew. I think we're finished.